It's our ball! Hey! It's our ball! It's our ball! James has laid the ball up down there.
Killer, it's the off season. Let's keep it tall. Y'all ain't fucking with my man. And don't check your watch. You know the time. Cold World. Killer Cam. Niggas is fucking finished.
This shit too easy for me now. Nigga Cole been going plat since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that. I can't.
What's up, Bob?
All up happy.
Yo, guys. Skeet.
Here I go.
So y'all heard what I said, podcast?
Get the flies.
You got
Get the
Talk,
flies.
Darn,
Here I go.
Champion General,
Get the
East,
flies.
D2D,
Get the flies.
Switch.
Get the flies.
We're gonna go right into these game sevens in the Eastern Conference semifinals. We're gonna start off with the best game of the season. The Bucks and the Nets, game 7. This game, superstars showed up. KD was fucking the best player on the planet. Giannis had a good ass game 7. And the other stars, they showed up in the clutch. We just gonna talk about this game a little bit. What y'all think about this game in general? I think it was the best game of the season.
Best game of the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I was the best game of the playoffs.
As Darren would say, two behemoths, two powerhouses went at.
Yeah, one of the best
Nobody was trying to go
individual
home.
performances.
But I gotta say, I'm just happy. I'm just glad the Nets lost.
Yes, sir.
You'll see, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, since you happy the Nets
Just so
lost,
happy the Nets lost.
and then since you happy the Nets lost, in the words of Sir Charles, are the Bucks gonna take the championship then? Because all the powerhouses are out except for the Bucks.
I don't know, maybe.
I already said the Bucks going to the championship for the playoffs.
Before the playoffs even started, I said the Clippers and the Bucks was gonna be in the finals.
You guarantee.
What's niggas' definition of a powerhouse?
Guarantee.
Excellent.
Definition of a
What's niggas'
powerhouse.
definition of a powerhouse?
I think
Top star power with consistent good record.
I don't think any team is a powerhouse this
Well,
year.
Well,
That's why I
Phoenix,
said
Phoenix could be a powerhouse too. If that's the case.
According to Chuck and Shaq, the only powerhouses
That's
is
what they
Milwaukee,
said.
Brooklyn, and Philly.
to me, Brooklyn,
Oh,
Big
the
Three
Jazz.
didn't play
They not
consistent
acting.
enough this year.
What made them a powerhouse?
To me, it wasn't no powerhouse team this year. This was the most wild playoffs in history. I know any
What
of
makes
those
a team a
teams,
powerhouse?
star power or
I said
unbeatable in the
said a
right
lot of
season
star
of
power.
playoffs.
So
And
by that being said, Phoenix is another team that has star power.
Not necessarily.
You're right. Okay.
Once he would come
But they
consistent.
wasn't beaten
I
down.
feel
But they wasn't-
They wasn't consistent?
They wasn't-
They
They
wasn't
wasn't
just that
consistent.
first. I mean, like consistently, like over the years.
They wasn't beating down teams
It's
bad.
that first year, like
They
Chris
said
Paul.
first year in the
It's that first year with Chris Paul, and they
Yeah,
number
like-
2 in the West.
Like if they do the same thing next year, I would say they're a powerhouse.
Our powerhouse team was like when Durant was on the Warriors, and you knew they was gonna win almost every game.
The only powerhouse.
So I can
That was
understand
a
why
powerhouse
he's questioning that because they automatically call it a
Oh,
Nets
same as-
powerhouse.
Yeah,
based
but they had
off of
three
the-
stars. That's the only- That's the only
power.
powerhouse in the league. If you want to do it based
That's
off
what they
that.
be claiming because
You got 3 niggas that can give you
Like-
30 points. That's a
Like
powerhouse.
when the Heat had the big three, that was a powerhouse team.
The Warriors, that was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Celtics team that played us, that wasn't a damn powerhouse. That was just nice people.
No, that was a powerhouse
I don't like
team.
that.
What was a
They had-
powerhouse?
The
The
Celtics.
Paul Pierce.
The only time it was a powerhouse was the
that
08.
first year.
The first year.
That was
The
a
only time it
powerhouse
was
team.
a
And they
powerhouse.
had the best defense in the league.
After,
That was a powerhouse.
no, they
team.
was a powerhouse up until they fucking fourth quarter against the Lakers.
Huh.
Then they won a powerhouse no more when Kendrick Perkins wasn't hitting free throws in the fourth quarter.
Now Jeff Green gets it into Durant. Here is Durant moving on Tucker. He turns, he shoots. Yes! With 1 second remaining. 1 second left. Durant hits a three.
Well, like Chuck said, he think Milwaukee is the only powerhouse team left. And we know how the series played out. And speaking of Milwaukee being a now favorite, does this show anything about them winning that game 7 on the road?
No, because Brooklyn was just a size 17 being all away from on to the next round anyway. If KD fucking foot wasn't as close as his fucking hair on his head, all the shit, he would have made that shit.
To me, I think it shows a little bit because you've seen how Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton struggled majority of the game, and then in crunch time, the last 5 minutes, they showed up, which they was lacking in previous years. And then even in overtime, when they talk about how Giannis don't be getting the ball and making plays in clutch, he tied the game in overtime over KD, and then Middleton hit the jumper to take the lead. And so they stepped up in that moment.
All KD had to do was step back.
Let me just point out that I was completely wrong. I said Nets in 6, and it was Bucks in 7.
I said Bucks in 7 to begin with.
So say that because I said Bucks in 6.
Damn.
So the Milwaukee Bucks moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second time in 3 years.
Trae Young would be that guy.
No
It was
doubt.
Kevin Herter tonight, who was also a first-rounder in that draft. 19th pick overall. Young, of course, that famous trade from the Mavericks to the Hawks for Luka Doncic, and a pick the following year, which turned into Cam Reddish. Not only are the Hawks moving on, the future plan now, but they have such great young talent all playing in the playoffs for the first time and rising to the challenge. And is Trae Young looking for his dad maybe on this Father's Day? He sure is. Rayford. Proud papa right there. That is a happy Father's Day if there ever was one. Trae Young with 21 points, 10 assists, was big enough.
So now we're going to go to the other side, another Game 7. You had the Sixers versus the Hawks. Shout out to Shaq. And this was a good defensive battle. It was a close game, all game too. You had the ultimate X Factor, Kevin Herter.
Shout out to kid Ice Trae.
Ultimate. And like Diesel said, shout out to Ice Trae. That's a question I want to bring up. Should we give Trae Young some more respect at these performances? Leading Hawks to the conference finals?
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. That first round series, motherfuckers was down. Everybody was on the Knicks. The Knicks back. He put them down to 5. And I don't know how many of us gave him a chance against the most unstoppable player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But God damn it,
I think you gotta give him more. I think you gotta give him more respect for the simple fact that this is first year in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he made it to the conference final before Luka Doncic did, and they got traded for each other.
Let's not forget, give Nate McMillan.
And that's no disrespect to Luka. I'm just saying.
I know they're gonna keep trying to bring that up.
Ain't nothing to try to keep bringing up if it happens.
But it's different though. They in a whole different conference and they got a whole different team.
You ain't serious.
Some people just
You
mesh
serious?
together, gel together right as a team.
Alright, you serious? No. Alright, speaking of the Hawks, on the other side, Sixers, boy.
Benjamin Simmons.
Game 4. I'm going to get the Ben Simmons.
It's time for Ben Simmons to pack his bags.
Hey, my man Steph Curry, good job.
Let me just take y'all through this real quick.
And do that long, hard look like Will did at the end of the season. You move out. Because that's the end of Philly, buddy. That's the end of Philly.
Game 4, 16-point lead. Hawks came back, tied the series up. Game 5. What was it? 26 point lead. In the third quarter, lost. Atlanta went up 3-2. Philly went to back in Atlanta, tied the series back up at 3. Then we had the Game 7. Atlanta took Game 7 on the road and won 3 road games in the series. After Philly been talking all that shit.
Oh, you forgot in
The
game
whole
6
season.
when Embiid missed them 2 free throws.
Yeah, that was Game 5.
In game 5,
Both
yeah,
of
he
them.
missed both of them free throws. That could have brought him, I think, within 1 point.
As Tubbs said, Sixers had multiple chances to close this series out and prove why they was the #1 seed.
So trying to figure out why one of them games only in the second half, the only players that scored fucking field goal with Joe Wallace.
That's really so funny you said.
No, I'm trying to
The
figure out how
only
Ben
people that
Simmons
can
didn't
tell
take
How
a
does
shot
Shaq keep
in
shooting
the fourth quarter.
Keep shooting 4 field goals a
3
game. How do you average 4 field goals a game and you play 40 minutes?
Was it 3 straight games? It was no field goals.
Five
to the fourth quarter, I think?
5 out of the 7 games in that series,
Two
Ben
or three
Simmons
straight?
didn't attempt a field goal in the fourth quarter.
Sad.
Tragic. The man had a wide open fucking dunk layup tonight.
That's
Yeah,
Jack the
this is the
Fool.
thigh
Put that
ball.
in there, Dr. Diesel.
You shaking him.
And speaking of what Darren just said about Ben Simmons' fourth quarter performances, The man had the worst free throw percentage in postseason history.
Shot 32% for the free throw.
32%. Speaking about the fourth quarter.
In a point guard position.
This question that I've been wanted to ask, and I also think, is Ben Simmons overrated?
Of course.
And is Ben Simmons out of there?
He
can do everything but cheat.
Like, cause it's not like you running the team. LSU by itself, this man was literally the only one doing everything. Now, not only do you have a superstar, you have another great star player, Tobias Harris, helping you. And you only want to shoot a ball. You can't. If you don't want to shoot a ball, you should be giving me 15 assists every game.
What are you doing, dog?
Give me 15 to 10 rebounds every game with your 6 points.
I'm gonna give you about 7 rebounds and about 8, 9 assists.
It's time for him to go, man.
Is this the end of his tenure?
I feel like Doc should stay.
Unless they want to lock him in the basement.
I mean, I feel like Doc has some bad coaching, but at the same time, this is his first time with this team. And like, not saying that he couldn't adjust, but you can't adjust if you don't know how the player is going to react from the regular season to the postseason. He didn't know Ben was going to pull this shit.
Well, if that's the case, he don't know that shit with a lot of teams because he like blowing a lot of shit. Doc Rivers known for blowing leads.
Like 10 different times.
I give him one more run. Because Simmons was injured last year in the bubble. They didn't have him.
You might as well say his arm was injured. The nigga don't shoot.
And they came back this year.
I think that
but the thing is, he's not a shooter.
Don't matter.
You can't turn somebody into a shooter if that's not what they do.
Yeah,
you can't turn into a shooter if you don't shoot.
But guess what?
Hold up. Them people inside the NBA argue at Giannis when he shoots.
I was about to say that. Guess what? Giannis not a shooter, and look what he did. 2-time MVP defensive player of the year.
But Giannis is not going to shoot only 4 shots in a fucking game.
No, that's what I'm saying. They argue that Giannis, when he shoot threes, and tell him go down low, but they don't do the same thing for Ben Simmons.
Because he ain't no Giannis.
I mean, as we saw today, Ben Simmons had a wide open layup down by him. He still passed that.
I feel like the difference between Giannis and Ben is that killer instinct. Everybody talking about. Giannis wants to be one of the best players. He wants to, and at the same time, Ben. When you're one of the best, you adjust your game to what's going on. Just like with Kobe and Jordan, when they got older, these motherfuckers became beasts in the mid-range and fadeaway jumpers. At what point is Ben going to adjust his game so people don't put the blame on him?
But the thing is, he's never been a scorer. So
he still got to adjust his game.
You got Embiid on the team.
5 years.
You got Embiid on the team that finished second for MVP. That could have been MVP.
I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, we talked about this over the last couple of days. The man is 6'10".
I do understand.
At what point are you gonna? Your mentality is gonna tell you, I'm a star player. I know what I'm capable.
And how is he a 3-time All-Star? Can any of y'all answer that?
I'll give you credit for what you're saying. He's not a scorer, but in certain situations, star players have that game up. And I'm sorry, in a game 7 situation like that, I gotta be aggressive and I gotta shoot more than 4 shots.
Game 7.
I don't give a fuck if I'm not a scorer.
You're the number 1 seed.
Whoever said he was a star player.
The media, himself.
How many times have we been in our own 3-on-3, 4-4-5-5 game and one of us just like, fuck it, give me the ball? Because we know what we capable of.
That's true. But whoever said he was a star player.
Don't matter.
He believed he is. You hear all that trash he be talking? I should have won defensive player of the year. Whenever we play Brooklyn, we get them out of there. Both of y'all out there.
That's defensive player of the year, not scoring.
Get out of here. Y'all both
defensive player of the year, not scoring. His specialty is defense.
What about when we get to Brooklyn? We beating them.
His specialty
like
is
you
defense.
going to do something.
Didn't Trae Young shoot like 5 for 23?
That wasn't just Ben Simmons guarding them. Matisse Thybulle was guarding the majority of the second half.
No, Trae shot.
Until they switched back.
Even what you said, he
Trae shot bad.
Everybody say that every game Trae Young put up like 30 and 10.
He adjusted his bad game.
A couple games. He just hit a lot of
but he still
shot 23 shots. So it don't matter. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
He adjusted his. He was having a bad game. In the fourth quarter, he made the plays he had to make to win that game. While Ben was passing the ball when he don't have to.
And missing free throws.
That's the same thing I'm trying to argue with Temp about with Drew Holiday. This man was playing James Harden and Kevin Durant basically the whole game. I was like, you're not gonna get tired on defense, which is going to affect your offense shooting wise. He playing James Harden is just
Not
getting
for
the
Drew
ball
Holiday,
and
though.
Durant the whole
Drew Holiday
game.
don't struggle that much.
And you was getting on him because he couldn't hit a shot.
Because I expect Drew Holiday to be better in this situation.
It's
That's what
gonna
Milwaukee
happen
got you on the
sometimes.
team for. What is he doing? They talking about James Harden on one leg. You ain't gonna be drained on James Harden dribble.
And then inside the NBA been hyping them up all
You said was
season.
playing Durant
Yeah,
when
Drew
PJ Tucker
Holiday,
came out.
PJ Tucker, they dogs over there.
Hey, yo, you gotta do something, man.
And like I said, Drew Holiday showed up when it mattered the most.
He did.
That's why they got him.
He did. But that whole game, you was getting on him though.
Because I wanted him to do better because I know what he's capable
He not gonna
of.
hit shit out
I
of
know what
game.
people capable of. The same thing I do with other players on teams.
He
I
not gonna
like.
hit shit out
I
of
be
game,
saying,
though.
"Come on, yo, you gotta score."
Chris Middleton was doing the same shit and you ain't say nothing about Chris Middleton.
I did say something about Chris Middleton.
He was 7 for 23.
I specifically said, God damn, Chris Middleton, you don't do shit on the road. That's what I said a few times in the game. You was right there next to me when I said it.
This nigga said, God dang, Chris Middleton. You don't
Hey, but we got Eastern Conference Finals, Bucks and Hawks. Let's move over to the West. First of all, y'all seen how the Clippers took out the Jazz with no Kawhi in Game 5 and 6, and they won 2 games in a row.
And the reemergence of PG-13.
Yes. PG went off. He had scored 30 points in those both games. And let's not tell how Terrence Mann had 30.
He's a
Better
man.
than him though.
Oh,
Donovan Bank.
You know who's sitting at home right now?
Oh.
Donovan Bain. And speaking of Donovan Bain, both teams, remember we kept talking about this before I get back into this Clippers and Suns series. Were the Jazz and Sixers both frauds? Yeah.
Yo,
They
the Jazz
shot
shot
too many
fraud.
threes. They shot too many.
That's how the Jazz.
Why weren't the Jazz fraud?
Because I already told you, Mike Conley only.
I
Played,
get the Mike Conley
only
thing,
played that one game.
but y'all up 2-0. The Clippers, they went back and defended their home court, but then you got Game 5 on your home court and Kawhi's not playing. You gotta take advantage of that
But
situation.
like I said,
Mike Conley played over there?
like I told you before, I thought the Bucks.
Mike Conley played Game 6.
He only played games.
What about them having a 20
Like I
point
told
lead
you
in
before.
Game 6 and get fucked up by Terrence Mann?
To me,
You probably don't even know what
me-
college Terrence Mann went to.
during the season, I already told y'all, I thought the Bucks and the Clippers had the best overall team with the players on that team, what they did throughout their whole career. So with Kawhi not playing, you had people to step up, including second year Terrence Mann. Patrick Beverly hit 3 threes in the fucking fourth quarter for 9 points. Reggie Jackson only had 4 points at halftime. He finished the game with 29. They was hitting every shot.
But what
in
about
second half.
the
But
Jazz
Trae hitting
players?
threes, Morris hitting threes.
What were they doing? Breaking?
Yeah.
I'll get a Jazz. I can give the Jazz a pass, but they still frauds. But the Sixers are definitely frauds.
During that comeback, the Clippers was hitting every shot in the second half. Niggas was not.
I get
But at the same time, wasn't this one of the top defensive teams as well? Number 1 team.
They were the only team in the I believe they were the only team in top 5 in offense and defense.
No, I think the Clippers was too.
The Clippers had the best shooting percentage when
They did.
But the Jazz hit the
Fuck
most
them up in the
threes.
three, too.
And they said it in this series with the
they shot the
Suns
most
and the
threes per
Clippers.
game.
The Suns and the Clippers had the highest free throw
They were shooting
percentage
like
in
43s
NBA
a game or
history.
some shit.
Yeah.
And the
They
Clippers
passed the
this
Rockets.
season has the 4th highest 3-point percentage in NBA history. So why you keep letting them shoot threes?
Coach,
You got Gobert standing in the middle, just like the Mavericks did with Boban. Just let them shoot threes in the corners.
Gobert don't just
history.
stand in the middle. He goes out and try to play defense.
It was that game most of the time in the second half.
I don't know what happened that time. All right, I give him a slight pass. But what's your excuse for the Sixers?
I don't know the excuse.
So they frauds.
Ben
They
Simmons.
lost.
Ben Simmons does.
Ben Simmons as you.
I'm gonna be honest.
Fuck them all season.
I want
I
to give
picked
them a
the
pass. I want to give them a
I picked the
pass.
Hawks.
But after reanalyzing the situation, y'all let George Paul transform in a PG-13 and beat y'all without Kawhi.
He turned in the quote playoff P.
Why? Yeah, like,
You know, he turned into finals MVP.
okay, you missed
Yo,
Mike
it's not
Conley.
true. Yeah.
But they missing Kawhi Leonard.
Leonard.
But
The silent assassin. 85.
For a number 1 seed,
hold up.
Mike Conley missed a good amount of
Hold
games
up,
and y'all still
okay.
was striving the number 1 seed.
They missing Kawhi, but like I said before, when one player go down, that's a hell of other different people have to do stuff. The way the Clippers play, Paul George and Kawhi had the ball most of the time. They was shooting like what, 70-75% of the field goals. Now with Kawhi gone, you got hella different people doing stuff. Batum taking more shots, Morris taking more shots, Patrick Beverly taking more shots, Reggie Jackson taking more shots.
I mean, I would.
And you had Terrence Mann taking more
shots.
I would.
Utah blowing the 24-point lead.
They play different with Kawhi than without Kawhi.
Ain't that's what the fuck you supposed to do when your best player is gone?
So what's
Ain't that
so
what
what's
you supposed to do when your best player is gone?
For Utah not playing differently without Conley?
He don't have one.
You're giving a reason why the Clippers won because they played different without Kawhi. So why didn't Utah adjust and play better without Mike Conley?
They didn't make what you mean. They was up 2-0.
Yeah, they were also up double digits in those games without Mike Conley.
Kawhi played one game, two
games?
games?
All
The tie. So he played 2-2. So now we back at an even series. So for the next 3 games without Kawhi, y'all couldn't readjust to Paul George and the other role players?
Because they didn't expect them players to do that if Kawhi
so that's their fault.
That's their fault, not adjusting. That's making them more frauds.
Expecting something.
That's making them more frauds. If they not expecting it, y'all the number 1 seed, you supposed to adjust to him.
That's like when the analysts say.
I never said it.
That's like when the analysts say, "Oh, they overlooked this team. They overlooked the Paul George-led Clippers because Kawhi was gone. And now their ass at home while Paul George still playing. Not even knowing Kawhi coming back.
That's not true. To me, the Clippers probably still had a better team than the Jazz anyway without Kawhi.
Listen to what you said. Your first
no, they don't.
Your first 2 words were.
Name the players on the team.
On what team?
Both teams. The Jazz don't have no bench except for fucking Jordan Clarkson.
Name the players on both
If
teams.
Mike Conley wasn't playing, Joe Ingles was starting. The rest of the fucking Jazz suck. Like you like to call them scrubs.
They are scrubs.
Well,
and look at the people in the
Clippers.
Clippers.
They was looking good enough.
They had a better team without Kawhi.
They was looking good enough for them to have a double-digit lead. They lost the lead.
DeMarcus Cousins barely get time.
The Jazz just fucking shoot threes.
But they
the reason
Butler started the game the other day 7% from the fucking
They
three.
don't have that many people either.
The reason why
Reggie Jackson don't do shit.
Reggie Jackson started.
Marcus Morris
started.
Nicholas Batum.
Batum started.
Rondo ain't do shit.
Rondo come out the bench. He's good. He's cool. Patrick Beverly. Paul George started. You just named 5 starters. Cousins barely played.
You can't name people that didn't play in them last 3 games. Boogie just played a day.
But then look at the Jazz. John Donovan mixed with young Jordan Clarkson. Go bad. But Don is Joe Ingles. And Mike Conley.
That's the same people. That's the same time.
So at the same time, that's the Jazz
Right,
fault.
so
That's the Jazz fault.
So what do you?
Snyder play them niggas 40 minutes a game.
So what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove by naming these players? Everybody that you named played a part of them for having the number 1 seed in the West.
Darren said the Clippers without Kawhi have a better team than the Jazz.
They do. If you look at what the
no, they don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
That Clippers
Yo,
team
can you
without
stop talking
Kawhi.
We're talking about careers, bro.
We're
talking about careers. We're talking about seasons. Stop talking about their careers. You're doing shit based off how the fuck they was.
The Clippers
you
without
are.
Kawhi.
How you doing it based off their career?
The Clippers could have got the number 1 seed if they wanted to. They kept resting Paul George and Kawhi.
The Clippers
They could have got the number 1 seed if they wanted to.
I know how good Paul George is, but he ain't Kawhi.
The Suns could have been a number 1 seed if they wanted to.
Why? No, it wasn't. If they wanted to, they wasn't for a reason, nigga.
No, they kept.
They didn't text the Jazz. They didn't text the Jazz like, yo, y'all want number 1 or we number 1.
What did the Suns and Jazz do at the end of the season? They kept resting players in the last 10 games of the season. They kept resting their players. Either one of them teams could have been the number 1 seed. The Clippers actually was number 3, right behind the Suns and the Jazz. And they dropped below the Nuggets because they kept resting their players.
What's your point?
They could have got the number 1 seed.
They don't have shit to do with anything that you talking about.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm not hearing.
You're a woulda, coulda, shoulda ass nigga like 2 Chainz said.
Saw what happened throughout the season.
Yeah, that's why we saw what happened. That's why they were the number 1 seed. Because of all the niggas that you named. So don't just say because Mike Conley ain't fucking played is the reason why they fucking lost. No, nigga, they were still up double digits in a lot of these games and they blew that shit. Next topic.
Nigga, I never said.
Next topic.
I just clearly said the Clippers won because they was the better team.
Next
but
topic.
like you said, you said the Clippers rested their players, right?
Yeah.
The Suns rested their players, right?
Yeah.
The Jazz rested their players, right?
That means
then why are the Jazz gone? Because they all did the same thing, but only 2 of them motherfuckers are left.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I said the Clippers could have been the number 1 seed.
You keep talking about coulda.
They could have had a better record than the Jazz.
Why you keep saying coulda? We don't give a fuck what they coulda did. They didn't do it.
If they all rested players, I mean they all was taking games.
All 3 of them rested players. But the Jazz
the one that came out was the
still
number
the
1
ones that came out the number 1 record. And now that number 1 record is not even in it now.
But I'm
so all 3 of them rested players, but all 3 of them had different
outcomes. I'm not going to call the Jazz frauds because
the
Clippers, y'all called them frauds because they was the number 1 seed.
No, that's not it. They lost to a Kawhi-less team. And then they were up 24 in game 6 and lost.
They lost 2 games without Kawhi.
What about them being up 24 and
so Philly not frauds?
So Philly not
frauds. They 2-2 without
frauds. I didn't say nothing about Philly. I was just talking about Utah.
So how Philly not frauds when you said the Hawks and Philly have an equal team? But you said the Hawks and Philly have an equal team.
They do.
So how were the Jazz not frauds then?
Because the Clippers had a better team. I just said the Clippers had a better team.
Philly and Atlanta wasn't an equal team.
Yes, they are.
No, they not. Philly point guard know how to shoot. I mean, Atlanta point guard gonna shoot. Philly's not.
No, but when we was in that early, you said Philly was a better team.
What?
You said that when we was watching the game.
Based off their players, yes, they look like they have a better team, but obviously they wasn't a better team. That's why they fucking lost.
No, based off the players on each team, that's an equal team.
Bro.
But also, sometimes the better team doesn't win. The team that gets outplayed or the team that plays harder wins. The other team still could be a better team, but they got outplayed.
What players you playing with? And the way y'all play together.
It depends on what play.
In my opinion, Philly had a better team, but
they got outplayed.
I don't think they have a better team.
You don't think Philly had a better team?
No, I thought the team was even.
Well, Darren did see the Hawks was going to win at 7.
How many All-Stars the Hawks had? 0, right?
0. That's what Trae Young said. He said a bunch of All-Stars out here. We play hard, man. That's what they did. So anyway, Lou, well, he's still in there. Lemon Pepper Lou. What up, Lou? Alright, you done with those guys? So, man, they both fraud.
Hey, you both frauds because y'all. Now, but y'all are
both
the first number 1 seeds to be out before the conference finals since 1994.
Yeah.
But guess what? Guess who wasn't in the league in 1994? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. As the fucking Bulls and the Sonics was the number 1 seeds that year, and they asses got put out before they got to the conference finals.
Now we gonna move on. First game. Western Conference Finals. You got the Clippers and Suns. This is a good game. Devin Booker had a 40-point triple-double. Paul George had a good game. But the Suns, they came out with the game 1 win. With no Chris Paul. We don't know when we're going to see him. Probably for another couple games. And we don't know if Kawhi even going to play. So, getting to this.
Did they ever give an update on that nigga?
On who?
Kawhi.
They just say out indefinitely. So, we're with a sprained knee.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
So, with this, Clippers versus Suns, predictions. Who wins and why?
Suns in 5.
What that white dude said? Suns in 5.
I got Suns in 6. Yeah. Why? Because I think they're a better overall team. They play better defense, and they got more clutch performance in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Clippers.
Suns in 6.
Clippers sneak 1 at home. Most likely game 3.
Most likely game 3.
They're gonna fuck around losing overtime in game 4. Off of like a dumbass Paul George turnover, air ball.
I honestly don't know. I'll just say Suns in 6. I don't know.
I want to see how the Clippers rotation is.
But I think the Clippers gonna win.
They play buggy. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they win. Eastern Conference Final prediction. Bucks, Hawks. I say Bucks in 5.
Yeah. I think the Bucks gonna win at 5.
I'm gonna say 6, but I won't be surprised. It is what you just said with the 5.
And the words of the not legendary Brandon Jennings. Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 7.
You think that's one in 7?
Bucks and 7.
I honestly didn't want to say 6. I was being nice because I like Trae.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks win.
I wouldn't be surprised they got swept either.
Yeah, that's true.
Wouldn't be surprised at anything at this point. It's going to be a new chapter finally.
Fuck up.
We like it.
I bet y'all bitches do.
Hey, Darren, you like hockey, right? Let's talk about some hockey real quick. You got the semifinals.
Okay.
Vegas and Montreal. That series is tied 2-2. Other side, you got Tampa Bay Lightning, defending champions, and the New York Islanders, who made a deep playoff run for the first time since 1994.
Oh.
That series is also tied 2-2.
Is that New York team and the Canadians?
Who makes it to the Stanley Cup Finals?
I don't give a damn as long as Vegas don't win the championship.
What's wrong with them?
That damn expansion team. It probably be cheap for them.
I was about to say expansion team.
The first time they made the team, they gonna say the odds in Vegas was for them to win the championship.
Yeah, they did
actually
say
got
that.
to the championship.
And
That year, and also the Capitals.
I wonder how much money was made on a expansion team in Vegas to win.
We probably have a lot of money, and I'm glad that it's ours. Don't never let them win.
Hey, God.
Hey,
Let's get it out!
I got the Lightning defending that title.
Oh, man.
Let's get it out!
No, I didn't say that. You said we was going to get to the Stanley Cup Finals.
You said, but then you said you got them defending their side.
I got them
Oh,
defending
you
that
got
title.
so you
Let's
got
get it
them
out.
against Montreal.
Yeah.
Let's get it out!
Getting the flash.
Let's get it out!
We also had the golf US Open. Who you wanted to win? Who y'all wanted to win? I know you did a fan, dude.
I ain't want nobody to win. I wanted to win some money.
McElroy finished 7th.
Roy was getting busy, but John Ram, he's getting busy though. I give him that.
He won his first major.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
East.
I know y'all
Baby.
got the update
Baby!
about the All-Star game and All-Star format. They said that the players selected for the U.S. team are going to go against the other All-Stars. So why y'all putting the other players against Team USA in the All-Star game?
That make no sense.
They're going to have a whole pool of people, but then the people selected that are on the Team USA, they're going to play against the other All-Stars.
So either way,
Alright, I can see what you're saying.
so either way, Ted Kugel probably said we'll make it.
Is she doing something this year?
She probably,
Looking good.
it's a good chance she will.
Is she balling?
She playing
Yeah.
It's a
defense.
good chance she will.
Busy.
Yeah, she getting busy.
Watch her.
But the top 2 teams that are getting busy, Seattle Storm
Of course.
and Vegas.
Of course. The 2 teams.
The 2 teams you would expect.
That I said that was going to be in the finals. No, I actually said Mystics.
That's
but
because
that
of
was
the
not
way
still
it's
in the finals.
cabbage. It's that goddamn.
That can be MVP.
She getting busy out there.
Even without Angel, they getting busy.
Looking like a female diesel out there.
She having fun out there. Remember you saw that movie she did on Tame the Child? She was laughing with shit and she got the ball.
She
And
said,
her post.
"This is your
Too
queen."
easy. What they used to say on Bad Time. That's too easy.
Too easy.
Here I go. Hey y'all, this is our episode for this week. Darren might have something to say because you know how Darren roll whenever we about to end. But thank y'all for tuning
Shout out
in.
that girl, Sha'Carri Richardson. Fast as hell. She proving y'all all her dogs.
We out.
Let's get it out!
Tell. They don't want none.
Yeah, go.
Chapter General. Diesel Z. Swish. Bring the building back.
I was about to say.
Let's get it out!
We gone.
Get it out! Get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
For me now, nigga Cole been going plat since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that. I can't.